Borda, good morning. Good morning. It's lovely to be back. Monday morning. How are you this morning? Oh, gosh, last week was one of those weeks. It didn't matter which way I turned, something happened. And in amongst it all, there were some really interesting conversations in the family. Things around the vigil that was not allowed for Sarah Everard. The protest that was allowed for those who are anti-vaccination for COVID. Don't get me started on the inequality there. So there were things around gender inequality as conversations in our family. And then we had a huge conversation about the census and what nationality we should be attributing to ourselves, so that if we regretted Brexit and had not voted for Brexit, should we put down that we were European? Should we put British because we don't want to have the union broken up and we don't want Wales and Scotland to be independent? Could we put Welsh because although none of us have been born in Wales, that's the people in my family having the conversation, two of us have actually, but the people I was talking to aren't born in Wales, but we've lived here for 15 years. Does that mean we couldn't put Welsh? And should I put Welsh? Because if I do, that is disingenuous and means that I'm denying my Kentish roots. Oh, you can see. So there's been lots of really interesting conversations. And the thing that just kept going round and round and round in my mind about all of this is how much I've got to learn. And I know that there's an awful lot in this world that we learn through experience and through longevity. And oh my goodness, the wisdom of our elders is so important. My grandma can teach me things I would never work out for myself, and I fully acknowledge that. But I think the really big thing I've learnt this week is the importance of listening to our young people. We are all children of God, and the Bible is really clear to us that our children are as valuable as our elders. There's a lot of evidence that Christ promoted children. He talks a lot about coming to him as a child, doesn't he? I've got one of those little quotes here now, a little passage in Matthew's Gospel in chapter 18. So Jesus is with the disciples at this point, and it says, Jesus called a child whom he put among them and said, "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever becomes humble like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whoever welcomes one such child in my name welcomes me. If any of you put a stumbling block before one of these little ones who believe in me, it would be better for you if a great millstone were fastened around your neck and you were drowned in the depth of the sea." That's really scary, isn't it? But I do love that idea that we shouldn't be putting stumbling blocks in the way of our children, and that actually the children are the ones that can show us how to be close to God and how to have a good relationship with him and the Holy Spirit and Christ and that whole wonderful Trinity. That's a whole other conversation for another day. I love living with young people and teenagers. I have such a lot to learn. And I don't know where I'm going with this, except to say that I value wisdom and longevity. But at the moment, in all that is going on in our lives, I think the people I'm learning most from are my children. Yeah. I wonder, do you have young people in your life? And do you listen to them? Do you really, really listen to them? I think sometimes we pretend we're listening, and we have a lot of conversations around our dinner table where I pretend to listen and my mind is elsewhere. But when it's the important conversations, do we really properly hear what our young people are telling us about the state of the world, about the state of our relationships, and about the state of what we are doing for their future? I know, lots of people bleat on about this, don't they? I've just learnt a lot this week from my young people, and I'm very glad to have them around me. What are you going to do with your day? How can you connect with somebody who might have a fresh look on things? Because I think that's what the children bring me. I invite you to seek out somebody who has a different opinion and maybe listen differently and see what we can learn. And maybe that's enough for today. What do you think? I'm in training all day today and tomorrow, so I might be hard to find, but get in touch if you need me, and I shall see you soon. Lots of love and God bless. Bye bye.